Welcome to Hoodoo TV, everyone. Today is almost Turkey Day. We're coming up November 21st, 2018. We got some new comic books coming out, and let's get into some of that. First up, my name is Hoosier, and happy to see everybody here. Happy everybody's here. Check me out, Twitter, Hoodoo TV. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit subscribe down below. We appreciate that. We'd definitely, do these new comic books reviews every week. And we talk about comics, news, whatever. And we'll do some more reviews. Just got to get on the editing. Things been going on in my life. Kind of had me on hold on that. But hopefully we could do that later. Also, make sure you check us out, Patreon. We got a Patreon program. We're doing out some videos that are, some other things are on there. Make sure you check that out, patreon.com/Hoodoo TV. And I wanted to get some of the cool things that I saw. There's lots of good comments, lots of good talks about Stan Lee. A lot of people have been very positive. I wanted to point out this weekend on Sunday, Mohamed Sanu's shoes. I love this, this is awesome. Just a football player who is showing his geek and his Spider-Man, and I love what he's done there. I think that's pretty cool that that's done. So, yeah, all credit to Mohamed for coming out with those shoes. That looks great. One thing I wanted to talk about, and I put this in the chat below, is tell me what you thought about Bill Maher's comments directed at Stan Lee, towards Stan Lee, of his passing, and just what they thought of just his idiocracy there. What he thought of his statements. I personally hated his statements. I thought they were very, he wanted to make it about himself. And I love the things that have came out, like Scott Snyder saying, he's just mad nobody's going to mourn him when he's dead. And it was just very ignorant. I know Stan Lee's company, POW, sent out a statement saying what Bill Maher said was disgusting. And yeah, it was. To relate comic books and how Stan Lee's encouraged people to read comic books and call them childish and saying that people aren't adulting. And this is how we live in a world where Trump's president. Yeah, that's not a great platform to do, and I think he did a big stretch there. He clearly doesn't know comic book fans in general, and yeah, and for a guy who's actually been associated with Trump before, that's kind of a horrible statement. I'm not too hot on that, and whatever. Bill Maher, nobody's really watching you anymore anyway, I hope. That came out somewhere. Somebody's obviously watching, but nothing to what Stan has. So, interested to see what anybody else has to say on that. Go from there. Also in the chat, make sure you put in your comments that you're reading. Put that in there. I'd like to know what you guys are reading, what comic books are coming out for you, and let us know. Put those in the comics, because some of the best books we get are books that you recommend. One of the books that's on my Trade Wait No More list is Crude, Volume 1. Crude Volume 1 is Stephen Orlando. Stephen Orlando, and then an artist I really appreciate his art is Gary Brown. Gary Brown, who has done Baby Tooth. He has done Black Road, and Gary Brown's done a lot of work lately. And Steve Orlando, the guy who's getting ready to write Martian Manhunter in next month, coming around the corner, has this Volume 1 of Crude. This seems to be a really cool idea of a story. I mean, it's a man who was, used to kick butt and take names. Somebody delivers his son in a body bag. And so he is going to Russia to figure out who this was and to basically revenge and murder and just, a violent world around it. And he's coming to for his vengeance. So to me, all the way around, that seems like a good story. Another story that's kicked off well, and I just mentioned Martian Manhunter with Steve Orlando coming out in December, was one of the ongoings that he's on, and that's Justice League with Scott Snyder. Martian Manhunter, this is Volume 1 Justice League. Martian Manhunter came back in middle, and now he is back in Justice League trying to, round up the troops and save the world. And I love that he's back. John Jones is one of my favorite characters, all the way around. And Scott Snyder's starting us out with another Justice League book. And take a look at it. good place to start for a new book if you're looking for a jumping on point. And then another book that I've been liking, and this is Kent's Creations, and this is the Volume 3 hardcover of Grass Kings is out this week. So if you haven't got into Grass Kings, you're going to want that. That's the Matt Kent, Tyler Jenkins connection there. Hillary Jenkins also gets in there as well to do some help. This combo is great. Not to mention, you see there in the slides is a Black Badge. We are getting into another Black Badge issue. This is number 4, and now they're at basically a powwow type of thing. A program with a badge of champions is what they're calling it. And a bunch of different troops are there, and they are battling to get their badges, and take all means necessary, cutthroat, survival at its best. And if you've been reading that, you'll love the work that they have been doing. I think Kent and Tyler have been killing it with Hillary as well. Another book that actually comes to mind now is a #1 issue by IDW, and this is Night Moves. This book is written by the creator, producer of Justified, the TV show Justified. It is a guy based in Vegas, and it is I'm trying to get the guy's name. Sorry about that. VJ Boyd. He's I think it's sounds like a cool piece. It's a guy who's in the back end. There's a lot of occult issues with this. It's a rough, gritty, Vegas story about a guy who's kind of doesn't have stuff together. Vertigo's got another title coming out this week, and this is a #1, a good jumping on point with DC Vertigo, American Carnage #1. This is a FBI agent who's actually going to go undercover and come in with some white supremacies. And he's going to, so tell me about that. That sounds like a cool story to me. Undercover white supremacy and a FBI agent just trying to, I think he's trying to basically right his wrongs, make his name better, get his story out there. And so all the way around, going to go with American Carnage. Next up, we got our Valiant titles coming up now. Quantum and Woody #12, the final issue of this story by Elliot Rahal. Started with Daniel Kibblesmith for the first arc, and then Elliot's been on it since. Now we're getting this one-shot story about Quantum and Woody, and they're trying to become the main dudes at Unity. They are trying to qualify, trying to do their talent show, audition to be on with the pros and get the big leagues. There's so many places this can go, and maybe this unveils some more Unity to come around the corner. Maybe this gives us a big picture of what's coming with Quantum and Woody. I'm not really sure. I'm looking forward to, I don't know, maybe seeing them in Unity. I know I'd like to see this one just hit restart, refresh, and see where we go. And hopefully we get some characters we love. And hopefully we get a good one-shot out of this. And who knows what's on Unity? Who knows what's next for Elliot with Valiant? Lots of moving pieces there. So we'll go there. Another great title with Shadow Man Andy Diggle. It's approaching its end. This time we're getting Jack Boniface, and he is kind of going up against Sandria Dark, Master Dark's sister, because they're trying to find the remains of Master Dark now. And Shadow Man, he's, Jack's still trying to get rid of the Shadow Loa or come to terms with it one way or another. And we only got a couple issues left on Shadow Man. So Shadow Man #9, go get that right away. And this is going to be my book of the week. This is Scotty Young with Middle West. Middle West, and I'm sorry, George Canora on the art. This art is amazing on this book. But this story, just the first issue alone, is very heartbreaking. This kid is Abel, is his name, and he's got some struggles at home. And he is trying to navigate his way through life, and it's difficult. It's really hard for him. And just seeing where this story goes, I am excited for it. I already feel a connection to this, and this was like by far my book of the week. I got a chance to read this one early, and I'm going to recommend that you guys pick up this one. Middle West, especially if you like those heartfelt, emotional stories. Scotty Young's doing some cool stuff right now. I know he's got Bully Wars out right now as well. But that has been a solid title. You guys should pick that up. And again, let us know in the comments down below. Chris, Moose, thanks for jumping on, man. Good to see you there. And anybody else, you got any comments? Make sure you put those in the comments below. You may not have it in the live chat, but go ahead and pull that up later, and we appreciate that. Always want to make sure we thank everybody for jumping on. Check out us out Patreon. Check us out on Twitter. Check out some of the prior videos. And we do this, every week, Tuesdays at 6:30. Jump on and let us know what you're reading. And if there's any topics you guys want to talk about, let us know. We'll put it in there. I'll get it on live for you. And outside of that, guys, I want to thank you guys for jumping on. I want to make sure everybody has a good comic book week. Happy Thanksgiving. And much love to all. We'll see you later.